So I hope that you are listening to that Tell Me Something Good music in your head, because today is going to be a real song and dance. I am particularly thrilled to have this Uber entrepreneur spend a couple of minutes with us. My friend, one of the top thought leaders in the marketplace, Howard Dvorkin, joins us. Howard, thank you for taking the time. Tell me something good.
Steve, first of all, thank you for having me today. I mean, truthfully, when I saw what you were doing, it's definitely the message that needs to be said, to be shouted out there and get everybody enthused. Because right now, tough times are for tough people, and you got to rise above in order to be successful and maintain your success. And positive thought is everything that I know how to do, and the reason why I've been able to do everything in life, frankly, has been positivity. And I'm sure you have this by your bedside, a little book called How to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I got a hold of, and it has nothing to do with making money. They changed the name, actually, of the book. It was written 100+ years ago. And it is an amazing book, and it's basically positive thinking really is a great thing for entrepreneurs, for business people, and for everybody. If you think positively, good things usually happen. If you think negatively, probably bad things are going to happen, and you're not going to reach the plateaus that you should.
I love that. And it's no secret that, people who think positively are successful. So you've seen this movie a couple of times in your career. For the sake of the people who may not know you, who may be living under a rock, share with them a little bit about the scope of your businesses. I know you buy, sell, you're involved in just about every category. And so give people some perspective of what it is that you're involved in.
I mean, it changes daily, but at the end of the day, currently we have about 9 operating businesses with about 700 people between them. We have operations in a bunch of different countries. We've operated in South America. We actually have something going on in Central America, in Ukraine, in London. But most of my businesses are here, and we are focused. My main business, which is what brought me to the party, so to speak, is debt relief. One of the brands that I've built from actually my kitchen table, where every great company I know of is built, is Consolidated Credit, which started out as an idea when I was a CPA working for Arthur Andersen, and turned into the largest credit counseling agency in the world. And Debt.com is another one, and a bunch of different brands in the subprime finance world. We also have fintech. We have sold a few of those fintech companies, a loan management business we sold 2 years ago. We have bought 50 some odd companies in the last 20 years. We also have a lending business, a small lending business, consumer and commercial, that we really don't do a lot of business there. But we have a very large real estate portfolio, a trading business. We invest in a lot of businesses in and around South Florida, including the equestrian business. We're part owners up in Wellington of Wellington Equestrian and the International Polo Club. So we have a pretty much, I describe it as ADD of business, but my heart has always been and will always be in trying to help people, which honestly has been a godsend to myself and hopefully the millions and millions of people that we have helped over the last 27 years.
Yeah, fabulous. I mean, I think, obviously, thank you for sharing that. I think you're uniquely qualified to give, to speak about what's good that's happening now. What do you take away? What are you seeing in all of your businesses? knowing that your 700 people rely on you for leadership and direction. Maybe you can speak to some of that.
I mean, listen, to be upright is a great thing, first of all. But to be frank with you, listen, this economy and Broward County and South Florida has gone through its a tough time with it being shut down as opposed to other parts of the world. My companies operate throughout North America, not just in South Florida. But I will tell you that it is great to see Broward County opening. It is great to see people starting to come back into the office. I'm looking forward to getting up to 80, 90% capacity of staffing in the next couple weeks. Some people obviously can't come home. Luckily, with all those people, we've only actually lost one individual, which was sad. That Victor was with us for 14 years and passed away from this terrible disease. But at the end of the day, we're doing the right thing for his family and trying to help them out as much as we possibly can. But at the end of the day, there's some bad stuff. The economy is going to be in bad shape. As you said earlier, you said, I have seen this movie before, and I have. I mean, it is ugly. This one is ugly. And there's a disconnect right now, in my belief, with the value of the stock market and what's going to happen in the economy. I mean, you cannot shut down the entire country for 30 days and expect good stuff to happen. It's just, no matter how much money the Fed throws at this, people are hurting. People have been unemployed. Yes, have they gotten money to get them through the next couple weeks? Yes. But what happens after that? I mean, just think of a subset. Hospitality is shut down in this country. Likely 50% of all restaurants will not open again. And if they do, it's going to be a struggle. Half those restaurants were struggling to begin with. I had a conference call with a fellow we do buy hotels with, and he is telling us it is the worst thing he's seen in the 31 years he's been in the hotel business. So there is a lot of hurt out there, but there's also opportunity, helping people. But more importantly, with every situation that I have seen where the economy shuts down and there's bad stuff all around you, you got to rise up, and you have to believe that there is opportunity out there, and there is opportunity for those who want to grab that opportunity. If you want to hide behind a rock or bury your head in the sand for a few years, fine, that's your prerogative. But those people that want to stand up and say, I want to do something good, and I want to make something of this, I'm not willing to back down, at the end of the day, need to take that opportunity, and they will find it. Believe in America and believe in yourself.
So I love that you made that flip, because when you look at history, there has been, what at the time seemed like it was over. It's never over. There's always some innovation, some thought leadership that brings us to the next level. If you do the research, tons of companies came out of recessions and depressions. And so how do you manage your companies, your 700 people who they're seeing the same thing you're seeing? They're seeing that it's, like, holy shit, what the hell do we do? People follow people like you who need to be in front of it. How would you comment on that?
I mean, it's leadership, Steve, and you are one of the best trainers of leadership that I know. I mean, you're really good at what you do, but it's end of the day, you have to be positive, but more importantly, you have to be compassionate. You have to understand not everybody is built the way you're built. And it's sometimes hard, because I have a duty to make sure that 700 families have food on their table tomorrow. And I am proud to say that we've essentially maintained our employment of probably 98% of the people that were working before this pandemic occurred that are still have a job and still collecting a paycheck. At the end of the day, what people can learn is people look to leaders in times like this. And certainly your viewership are leaders. They're trying to better themselves and bury the bad stuff that's occurring around them. And people need to understand that the eyeballs are on those leaders. It could be, you could have a 2-man business, you could have a 10-man business, man or woman. I don't want to get caught in that. But anyway, I mean, to be very candid with you, Steve, I mean, you have to project positivity. You have to make sure that that message filters throughout your organization. I will tell you that every Sunday an email goes out that I put together, and most of them are very positive. I try to use humor a lot because for some reason I think I'm a pretty funny guy. It's probably not coming through here, but I try to use humor a lot of the time. But you have to make sure that people it's our nature that people want to be led. They want to follow successful leaders. And I'm not saying by any stretch I'm successful, because I have my warts as much as everybody, probably more so than everybody. But I am good at one thing, and it's surrounding myself with really, really smart people. You have been one of the few people that have been at my SMF meeting, and you saw that group is the head of all our businesses that we get together quarterly and sit around a table and bring in thought leaders and try to learn from those people. And Steve was lucky enough or unlucky enough to give a presentation, but the brain power there is immense. I mean, every person sitting at that table is smarter than me. I am not afraid, and the good leaders should never be afraid to hire smarter people than them and don't have an ego. I mean, you saw the quality of the people, the people you didn't know, but they are brilliant people. I mean, you know, the Gary Presses of the world are in that group. The Hilton Schurs of the world are in that group. And by the way, Hilton was your CFO and is one of my CFOs, and he's a bright guy, and I suggest everybody needs a Rhodesian commando as their CFO, because that son of a bitch doesn't take a prisoner. At the end of the day, I like tough people. I like them hard. I like them to come from a background where I came from. I came from the swamps of Jersey, as I say, but you know, nothing was ever handed to me. I grew up very, very hard, very difficult conditions, and I like to surround myself where things weren't handed. I like to surround myself with people that had to struggle and had to claw their way to success. And every senior and staff member that I have, that I rely on, that I consider a partner, has done that, and they're great. And you know, frankly, you know, we have a weird culture in our business. And I'll say most of our businesses are call center businesses, and staffing turns over in most call center businesses. The average call center retention of a staff member is about 18 months. In our call centers, it's about 8 years. Now, either we're doing something right, or I got really stupid people working for me. But I think we're doing something right, and you have to have fun. I mean, we're in a very tough business, being in the debt business, and frankly, we try to have fun. My senior management, I think Hilton is actually one of my rookies. He's been with us 18 years. So I have a lot of people that have been around me for a long time, that I consider friends, family. I mean, well, you name it, but we all watch out for each other and we work incredibly hard. I mean, I will never, ever ask anybody to do anything that I'm not prepared to do so myself. I mean, since this pandemic started, for the last 60 days, I've worked every single day. And a lot of those days have been between 15 and 18 hours a day. And frankly, I walk out of here feeling like somebody hit me in the head with a baseball bat by the time I roll out of here. But you know what? Maybe I'm just really dumb, or which is probably the case. Or when I was growing up, I was a middle linebacker in high school, and maybe the head injuries definitely took its toll. But regardless, you know, I come in with a lot of energy and ready to take on the world. But at the end of the day, it's all positive thinking. The power of positive thinking. It's real, and it's the thing that needs to overcome this certain situation, this obstacle.
Your feedback and your ability to move people the way you have is fantastic. For the sake of our audience, debt's going to be a real issue for people who are not prepared for this, people who are in trouble. How do people get in touch with your firm? What is your firm going to be able to do for them? Because I'd love to spread that as part of this message today, because it is a real need, and that's something good as anything. I think if you can offer people help, which I know you do, share that with us if you would.
Well, the main company, as I said, that I'm focused on is debt.com. We are helping people regardless of what their needs are. If they have credit card debt, if they have other loans, if they have beat up credit, if they have tax debt, they can go to debt.com. Or frankly, if you want, just shoot me an email personally. And no, honestly, I get a lot of referrals, and I answer every single person who needs help. My email address is self-promotion is Howard Dvorkin at howarddvorkin.com. And they did that because I'm too stupid to remember anything other than my name twice over. But the fact of the matter is, if somebody reaches out to me, I'm going to treat them like a brother or a sister. At the same time, we have people that I usually push it down to, depending on their subject. But frankly, yes, it's going to be tough. We're going to be busy. The last time we saw this much activity, negative activity, was the recession. And I will tell you that one of our companies handled a lot of mortgage defaults. 65% of all foreclosures in the state of Florida came through our offices last year. I had a direct line to the David Stern's office down the street. If you remember that. But the fact of the matter is, there's going to be a lot of activity. People are going to need help. They may not need it now. And right now, where our phones are incredibly busy, but people are afraid. They're afraid to give up their credit cards right now because they don't know if they're going to have a job in a couple of weeks. So people are a little sensitive right now. What will happen is this summer, things will kind of flatline out, and then we're going to be incredibly busy. We are hiring people. I believe we have 40 positions open at debt.com. We know what we need. We want great people. There's a tremendous amount of talent on the street right now, all positions. We also have a very large interest in some other companies around town, around the community. But all of our businesses are looking for great people. But 40, I was talking to them, and they're like, our HR people are like, you want this many? I go, I want more. If they're good, if they're great, we're going to hire them, because great talent doesn't last long on the street.
I love it. Listen, thank you so much for spending time with us. You shared so much good stuff about how people can take responsibility. They can stay positive. They can get a job. They can get debt help. You are genuine and the real deal. And I'm so thrilled we got to spend this time together. Can't wait till my audience gets a taste of you, and they will reach out to you for sure. So
love you, brother. Be positive, stay positive, keep spreading the word.
Thank you, brother. Be good. Stay on the ball.
Be well.
Bye-bye.